So before this episode starts, if you do enjoy the Leg It podcast and you do want to support us for just £1 a week, you can on Patreon. And with doing so, you get early access to all our episodes and an extra weekly episode of me and Jordan just chewing the fat. Thanks for the support. Nice one. Sadly, not your normal YouTube sportscast this week, as I stupidly lost the SD card which had the footage on. Thankfully, Jordan didn't lose his SD card which had the audio on. So if you carry on watching, the audio will kick in. I just wanted to make a quick video and apologise. I will get the beers in next time. Don't forget, we've got a new biblical hoodie out, which you'll all be well aware of by now. The link is in the description. Don't forget the Betmate link. Get involved this weekend. And also, we've got your 15 and 20% off Monterex and Ver. The links are in the description. My bad that there's no video this week, but I still hope you enjoy the audio that's available on YouTube and also on iTunes and Spotify. Welcome to the Leg It Sportcast. It's me, Andy Grant.
It's me, Jordan Neild.
As you know by now, we've got a few sponsors. We've got Monterex. If you want any gear from them, type in Leg It, at checkout for 15% off. We've also teamed up with Ver, or your kind of, what do you call it, designer, boss kind of going out gear. Yeah. You type in Leg It 20 for 20% off. Make sure you check them out. And obviously Betmate. We are teaming up with them. Link is in the description to sign up. I won again last week.
The people know all about Betmate now. It's good fun, but yeah. So we do basically the Liverpool game every week is our little agreement with Betmate. So obviously last week we had Wolves away. Mm-hmm. I put Traore in, right, because I thought he'd cause us trouble. I've never seen a man run at getting so many good positions and just waste them every single time.
Lad, on that I came 6th. I was one outside the money.
Yeah, I was 35th. I don't even think 35 people played.
Yeah, I just went proper dominant Liverpool. Alisson, Trent, Robbo, Jota, Thiago, Salah, and threw Jimenez in.
Yeah, I went Alisson, Semedo, Alexander-Arnold, Traore, Jota, Salah, Mane. Didn't put Divock in, which is...
Did anyone, to be fair? Did anyone?
I know. But yeah, obviously every week we'll be on the Liverpool game. They actually got a pot as well, what you can play risk-free if you don't know what it is. You don't require a deposit and stuff, you just get used to it, but it's good fun, small stakes.
Yeah.
And part of my little weekend ritual now.
It's a good laugh, so yeah, Monterex, Ver and Betmate, all the links are in the description, so check them out. Right.
There we go. It's freezing in here, by the way, hence all the art.
It's cold, isn't it?
Yeah, cold that.
Oh, Ver are going to send you a cap.
Can need one.
Because you're always wearing caps. I said, where's my fucking cap as well?
Yeah. You've got more than me as well.
I know, so, yeah, mad week of sport.
It's kicking off, isn't it?
Seems to be everything. Loads of footy, boxing, Champions League, cricket, Formula 1.
Christmas madness.
Everything. Probably start off with the footy.
I was going to say that, where did we actually start this week? Because the first thing me and you spoke about before coming on is the Ashes. We don't even like cricket much.
I think they're getting battered.
Yeah, getting hammered.
I'm glad we don't like it because they are getting tonked.
I woke up and, because obviously people have put suggestions in for us to speak a little more broadly about sport, which we have done. You know, obviously we're moving on to, we're banging to the F1 and stuff. So when the Ashes started, I obviously didn't stay up. Looked at it, and it was like the highest score of first day.
Well, that's what I wanted to just touch upon. So Travis Head hit the 3rd fastest century in Ashes history as Australia built a commanding first innings, it says here. Looked a little bit on it. What I think's interesting or unlucky, you'd think in sport, it's just got to be heartbreaking if you're in a particular sport and then just on the day you come against someone who has like a worldie.
Days, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying England would have won, but
you can plan all you want, can't you? But if moment's happening,
if someone turns up and that's their moment, you're fucked.
Yeah, I know. Been plenty of moments this week as well.
Chanel, Everton.
The Mardi Gras.
Oh, at the weekend though, before that then, so because there's midweek games I've kind of forgot.
Yeah, we had...
What happened last weekend? Who did we play?
There's so much footy at the moment.
Which I love, by the way.
Yeah. Obviously,
talk about my bet actually at the weekend, because a last minute, a 98th Brighton equaliser.
9-1 it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, 9-1 treble. 98th minute, killed it.
I put on and was like, didn't look, and then obviously you text me saying no way, and I was like, oh, don't tell me that.
It was a killer.
But obviously Liverpool had the last minute winner, and then Everton just decided to trump us a little.
Yeah. So yeah, it was Wolves, wasn't it? Obviously Origi come on. He's just again a man for the moment, isn't he? Just unbelievable what he's done there. Which looked like a pretty frustrating game, didn't it, for a long time?
Yeah.
And he's come on and done that. And then yeah, it was another last minute winner on the Monday night. Yeah, for Everton.
I said last week I thought Arsenal were the type of team who'd give Everton a win because they play nice stuff and all that, and like, you know, they have got some good individuals, but I don't know what it is about Arsenal. They will always fold. Like do you know?
I'll be honest, I totally, not totally disagree with you, but I just didn't see it happening.
Yeah.
I thought Arsenal had battered them.
Obviously, Everton got rid of Brands on the same day, didn't he? Obviously, he's been, you could say, a scapegoat really, but he's not really done what he came in to do in terms of his signings have been pretty bad. And I don't think Rafa likes working with someone higher than him, does he?
It felt like a big win for Rafa, the fact that he went and...
Especially because he left, well, the rumours are that he left Luca Dean out because he like kicked up a fuss about the way they're playing. You know, leaves him out, puts Godfrey left back, and obviously then it pays off and they win, you know.
Did you see the interview afterwards?
With where
he's talking about
I seen the
Godfrey and
no.
He's saying, you know, why did you leave him out and put Godfrey, and he was just like, Godfrey was a good player and he plays. And
the interview I did like was Coleman and Gray.
Yeah.
Because they were saying to Coleman and he was like, yeah, I made a mistake, but you know, I've been here long enough and know how it is. He was quite honest about the fans. And then he was saying about Damari Gray, like he's got as much talent as anyone, natural talent, but he's got to do it every day. And it was nice to see a footy player speak like that, do you know what I mean? Like, because obviously Gray has got incredible talent, but he can't seem to put it together, or he hasn't been able to put it together. But obviously Everton's looking like it's a good fit for him.
It was a great goal.
Oh, mate, see the way it bounced? It just, like, as it's running across, it just bounces before it's connecting with it.
You think, though, and the only reason I say it, like, I kind of disagree with you a bit, because Arsenal had the chances. Now you can argue and say Everton had 2 disallowed goals, which I don't think should have been disallowed either, by the way.
Ridiculous.
But when the kid for Arsenal, it's the post, he should be scoring then 5 minutes before, maybe.
And then Aubameyang has one, doesn't he? But
right at the end, yeah.
I think, I said it on Twitter as well, like, Everton won that being good at what Everton do. I don't know why they're obsessed with getting away from it. Like, get Goodison Park, like, loud. Play some, not, rough's probably the wrong word, but play some, like, passionate footy, do you know what I mean? Like, get amongst people, put some tackles in, and get the crowd's the biggest asset when they're behind them, and the worst asset when, you know, they're against them.
What did you think of the walkout thing? Didn't really happen, did it? No. I think, if anything, it you know, re-energised everyone.
Yeah, I don't like them things, though. We've done it loads, Liverpool have done things like that.
Do you not think, though, something needs to be done sometimes?
Yeah, but unless it's a collective thing. You say if you're all sitting in a row and then you stand up and go, watch out there, mate, I'm just going to walk out, do you know what I mean? But he's not going. It defeats
You're not going to get everyone to do it, though, are you?
But that's the only way it's powerful. But I think a lot of Everton fans stood up and started singing, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, I was watching it, it definitely went more lively when everyone started walking out. Well, not everyone, but...
Probably is just a boost, but, I mean, that win for them. Like, the scenes at the end, you know, it looked like they won the league. But it obviously might feel like that on the run they've been on. Yeah,
no, it was a good result for them. I think, like say, as we'd seen it on Saturday, a last-minute winner, you ain't getting no better. No. So, yeah, Liverpool, I wouldn't say... Would you say lucky?
I don't think we were great, but I just think they were quite stubborn, and they had certain things that could hurt us. Like I was talking about Traore before. If you've got pace against us, it's not going to trouble Van Dijk and stuff, but it gets you out of situations where you can be against
pace against everyone. Yeah,
you know I mean? And we do commit a lot of people forward. Obviously Roberts and Trent, but I thought Thiago and Fabinho again, Henderson as well. That midfield, mate,
unbelievable.
Makes such a difference to us.
What I think's interesting as well is when people talk about squad. I think we've proved midweek now we've got a decent squad. Like,
it's just because it's not full of flashy names.
Exactly.
But you look like Chamberlain came in against Milan, had a really good game. Minamino came in and played centre mid. He's played up front, played on the wings. Obviously the young kids are coming in and doing a job.
But you think though, mate, name a team in the Prem that have got 3 great strikers. We've got 4, and you could argue Origi's just a big moment player. So
Origi play for the majority of Premier League.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But he's just smashing life, isn't he?
I think he's happy to just...
Wouldn't you be? Oh mate, that's my dream job.
To just be that cult hero.
Backup striker. Oh my God.
You're not expected to graft every...
There's no better job in the world. He won't play till March. No.
No, he will. He's going the African nations, aren't he, and stuff, so...
Fuck that. I've done my job. One of the kids in. But yeah,
What would you do? Would you knock him and say, you're lazy, you're not ambitious, you should be wanting to move and play each week? Or are you like, no, I'm happy that you want to play, you know, second fiddle?
Anyone who's a do-gooder saying I'd go and play for Crystal Palace every week rather than be Liverpool's backup striker, you're lying. You are lying. Mate, he's on. Money's not everything, but he's on 80 grand a week. The players love him. The fans love him. The manager fucking loves him. He plays like a handful of games a year and he delivers in the games that he gets asked to. If he was just like coming on and he was like, you know, didn't want to be there, then I'd understand it, but he comes on and delivers every time.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just saying that's people's maybe only knock on him. They'd say, is he ambitious enough? He should be wanting to play every week. I'm sure he does want to play every week, but
made it to the Prem.
When you're in that team, you can't.
League goals, you know. Away at the San Siro, 2 in the semi and 1 in the final.
I know, you ain't getting better than that.
Fucking legend.
And Mo as well, 20 goals as well before Crimbo.
Do you know how hard that finish was the other night?
I know. I'm half gutted though that he's going to go to the African Nations because I think he could have broke his record in the Prem.
It's not going to happen, lad. He's not going there.
Do you not think?
No.
Why? You got some inside info on the African Nations, lad?
yeah, I'm one of the delegates. I'm on the board. But
why don't you think he'll go?
I just don't. I think he's hitting that point in his career now, in his club career. If it was obviously the World Cup, he'll go with Egypt, like, and play, and he has, hasn't he? But I think he's hitting that point in his career now where his stats mean so much to him. I just don't think.
Yeah, but he's worshipped in Egypt, isn't he?
Yeah.
How good are Egypt with regards to winning that competition?
Barking up the wrong tree, like. No fucking idea.
This is meant to be a sports show. Did you not do your research, lad?
Yeah.
I mean, are they?
I've researched a lot this week, but AFCON winning.
Are they in with a chance of winning? Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, I think like Mali and that, innit? They've got to fucking at least got to be an 8-1 shot at the most.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think. But he's only missing 3 games, isn't he?
No, it's 7.
It's not.
It fucking is.
It's not. It's not many games.
Lad, it's 7 games. He might be potentially could miss 7 if they get to the final.
That means the absolute final, isn't it? I mean, on average, you probably miss 3, I reckon.
That's.
And Salah scored an own goal.
Yeah.
In the private jet.
Egypt are crashing out because of Mo's.
But no, I can't. I don't know. I just don't think he'll go.
Well, I hope you're right.
I mean, if you know, just a little, I don't know, little
niggle.
Yeah.
A back injury. Something that can't be diagnosed. Yeah. This weekend as well, mate, you've got Stevie coming back.
I know.
I'm going the game. I'm actually really excited to see the kind of reception he's going to get.
Him, you know. You got it.
He tried to give it the big one, didn't he, to Laura Woods, I think it was, and was just like, no sentiment whatsoever going there, I want to win.
That's why he's got to be like, because that's what made him a great player, that's what will make him a good manager, but it must be, he obviously wants Aston Villa to win, but you can't get away from affinity that he has with Liverpool. It's there, like, no one can get away from it. But it's just the thing of like, you know, when he comes out, he's going to clap the Aston Villa fans, obviously, and then Liverpool fans. Everything's just like turned around, hasn't it?
I hope we sing his name.
Mate, if I was at that game, I wouldn't stop singing it. What a god he is. I'll celebrate when Villa score me.
I want a proper Steve Gerrard going off in the cop, like. I hope we do it anyway.
Yeah, you can't shouting at me. And like at least the first 15 minutes when it's 0-0 or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, not if they fucking beat us 3-0.
Fucking marvellous, and the Candy scored and I fucking accident. Steve, yeah.
Did you think it'll be an easy result there for us or what? No?
I don't actually. They're not bad, you know. We said that at the start. I know they went on a little run with Dean Smith, but they've got like.
I know you say we're not.
He's took 9 and 4 at 9 points in 4. What was the result against City?
2-1.
They didn't get steamrolled, did they?
I think it was 2-1.
I think we'll win, but I don't know if it'll be as clean cut as some of our own games.
I understand what you're saying about Villa, but I'm just on the old Flash Scores app now, and it's just greens and yellows as far as the eye can see. I mean, we are heavy at home, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll win the game, but I just
look at that, lad. It's just.
Do you know what? Villa have got some players that the likes of Everton that could do it. You know, do you know the likes of? I know he's not the flashiest player in the world, but like John McGinn and players like that. He reminds me of Milner. Do you know what I mean? Like just like people with the right attitude who'll go to Anfield, for example, this weekend and won't just go into the shell. Do you know what I mean? He'll play his game this weekend. Obviously, he's playing against players who are technically better than him, which is fine. But he'll make an impact on the game somehow for his team. And I think having characters like that does help you.
Yeah. I just think though, mate, and this is not me with me biased Liverpool hat on, we are just a heavy team.
Yeah, we're good, like.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we're really good though. Yeah. Like, really, really good.
We are good.
And especially at home.
Yeah.
Like, you could play any team in world football at Anfield and I'd back us.
Yeah.
Any team.
I think it's been a long process for us to get to that point of
100%, and that's why I kind of feel for Everton, when we spoke a lot about them last week, and because I've been there when there's just no hope, where you just kind of what's going on here? There's no direction. Now, we've kind of come through that, and you're sitting there with Klopp at the helm. You've got a squad that just went to fucking San Siro.
Yeah.
A completely changed side and won.
15-year-old centre mid, however old he is.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I think he's about 16, 17, isn't he?
He's young,
And he's just, pranced around the San Siro in a pair of slippers with Nat Phillips at the back. Yeah. AC Milan at top of the Italian league.
I know, after the commentators were saying that, the gulf in British
teams massive.
to European teams.
And I just think, mate, at home, I understand what you're saying. Villa have got some decent players and all that, but...
I think Liverpool will win. I just think Villa are a decent outfit. They're not going to come and just roll over and let us have our way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is probably a good thing. And I think it'll be good, obviously, it'll be a good test for Steven Gerrard, because once he's gone to Anfield once, never has to do it again, never has to go back as a manager for the first time, and that, do you know what I mean? It's done then.
Yeah.
So I think it's a big... But football at the moment, see, Spurs, 85 people got COVID. Barcelona went out the Champions League.
It's mad, isn't it?
Robbie Savage's son made his debut in the Champions League. Did you see that?
No.
Savage was commentating on the United game, and his son come on, and the commentator Darren Fletcher was like, right, I'll hand over to you now, and he announced his son coming on for his debut. For
oh my God! Yeah. What a moment that is!
Really crying, obviously understandably.
I bet you would, yeah. I didn't see that.
Against young boys, yeah.
Obviously doesn't play for young boys
yeah. On loan
I was about to say who's he play for.
So
I was right.
Footy's kicking off, isn't it?
Yeah, what do you think on the whole COVID? I'm not even talking about fucking COVID anymore.
No, we're not getting into collapsing and stuff again.
Although I texted, there's an Egyptian manager.
Yeah, everyone's full on, not again.
Not talking about it. But how do you feel on the whole? Do you think they should have rules where if there's a number of players who get COVID, the game's suspended or what? Because I think it's a slippery slope. I don't really know what their answer is. Is it... Because you could always play the size of squads nowadays. You could always play a team, couldn't you? You could be dragging them up from the reserves if you needed to. But it's where does that fair play come in? Where 6 of our best players have got COVID, we can't play.
I think the only problem you have, and this is, you will laugh a bit, but if you start saying if you hit a certain number, then the game's called off. You leave space for people to start
blagging it.
Like Sunday League footy, you can't get a team, lads. Everyone's got COVID, can't turn up. Do you know what I mean? Not that every big team would do that, but it leaves that option on the table. Do you know what I mean? When things, so for example, say Liverpool get to January and we lose Mo and we hit a bit of a patch. For example, we lose a few games. Be easy for us to go, right, we need a week off just to reset here, do you know what I mean?
As soon as all our players go to the African nations, it just so happens that 10 of them all get COVID and all our games get...
Klopp will eventually.
They all get postponed until Mo's back.
That's what I mean, so it just leaves that little door open, doesn't it, to people being a bit smart.
Have they said at the moment then that the game's cancelled with Tottenham?
The game's off, yeah.
Is it?
13 cases, I think they had.
Oh, so it's been called off already?
Off.
Oh.
13 cases, which is it's a fair number, isn't it? But I think that they become a bit of a victim to the rules, really, because then you have all testing and tracing, and you've been in contact with him, and do you know what I mean? So I think some of the players who are out probably won't even have it, but just the rules mean that they can't play either. Yeah,
it'd be interesting if it starts taking a hold again over kind of January, February time.
But it's because we're coming into the January transfer window, aren't we? And seen Everton elite, Everton are trying to sign.
Can they sign people this window?
I think so, yeah.
No, I don't think they can.
Can't they?
Not until Christmas, no. Sorry, not until the summer.
Everton and Newcastle were leading the race to sign the lad from Arsenal. He used to be Adam Ramsey, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's coming back. Obviously, Wijnaldum's been told.
Maybe might comment and say I'm talking shite, but I'm sure there's some sort of transfer fair play. They're gonna be fucked on it or something.
Ways around that though. Ways around it all, isn't he?
Yeah.
But Wijnaldum said they've told him he can leave, haven't they, in January?
Don't even say that you're trying to crowbar that into an Everton sentence.
Nah, just go. He's coming back to Prem now, isn't he? Newcastle or somewhere.
Mate, that is a fall from grace. Getting relegated with Newcastle, going to Liverpool, winning the league, the Champions League, PSG, and then back to a relegation fight with Newcastle.
Yeah, you can't go to Newcastle. You go to someone in the Prem now.
Who?
Mate, loads of people are Arsenal, they'd take him. Wijnaldum would be Arsenal's best player.
Spurs, maybe?
Yeah. Good player, why now?
Oh mate, I loved him. I was wounded when he went. I was one of these people who was saying just pay him whatever he wants.
Yeah, give him. I mean,
he's not in the terms of the Mo give him whatever he wants, but you'd give him, a fair crack of the whip. I think he was another big game player. He scored really important goals.
I don't think he ever really wanted to go to PSG, did he? Do you know what I mean? It didn't really feel like obviously it's the greatest option that he had because they're paying him a shed load, but it just never felt like the right fit, did it?
I thought I could see the Barca thing happening, but then I just think, like we said before, the Prem is in such a strong position, isn't it?
I love this part of the season where we go from like through December where footy's on every 2 days, and then obviously you get into January and then the Champions League proper starts. That draws Monday, isn't it? So I just love this part of the season. It just feels like footy just goes right up a few levels.
Hopefully over weekend I can't see anyone slipping up, but you've got City against Wolves and Chelsea against Leeds.
Chelsea dropped points, didn't they, against West Ham, obviously last minute, and then I don't think they got a great result against Zenit either in midweek.
No, it fucking fucked my footy bet up.
Yeah, so
3-3.
Everything was rosy 8 days ago for Chelsea.
But yeah, footy's boss. And then also, one thing on the footy, if I'm being, for the women who do listen, I apologise, I'm not being sexist or anything, but what I do want to bring to the table is equality. Yeah, I'm all for equality, men and women, complete, crack on in whatever you do in life, equals, you know what I mean, for most of everything. There's a fella, dickhead, runs on the pitch in a women's game, just being a knob, and one of the women runs over and proper shoulder barges him, sends him on his arse, which is great. Which is great, and I laughed at it. But I couldn't help thinking, that the ass in me was thinking, if that was the other way round, they'd be fucking murdered.
Yeah. But in her defence,
it was great what she's done.
If you're a fella and you're streaking at a girl's, he wasn't even streaking, just ran on with his phone.
Yeah, he was being
a lad's WhatsApp chat or something.
Proper bellend.
If you did that at a girl's footy match, you're a fucking gimp, aren't you? You know what I mean? Proper gimp. Yeah. But he'll never live it down, which is the good thing.
Oh, it was great. He proper goes on his arse. If you haven't seen it, like, go on Twitter. Yeah. But I just couldn't help thinking, mate, the cynic in me was like, if that was a bird running on, being a bit of a dickhead, and,
fucking Van Dijk just whacking some woman into the fucking side.
There'd be murder. I've seen it as well, where the referees have booked players for, like, whipping up the streaker and stuff.
Really?
Mate, I'm sure.
Oh,
yeah, I'm sure I'm not making that up.
Booking and get stumbled back on a speaker. Get in.
Yeah, no, or like, throwing stuff in the crowd and stuff for into that. You can get booked for that, so... Yeah.
Bookings are mad, Gray got booked. That last minute winner, he took his top off.
Yeah.
And he had, like...
He had a top and underneath, didn't he?
So how was... Stupid. Why is that a rule? Why'd you get booked if you take your top off?
Mo's only been booked for that, hasn't he? He's had something like 5 bookings in his Liverpool career, and they've all been for taking his top off.
What are the reasons behind it?
Don't know. Fuck knows.
Indecent exposure?
Don't know.
Mo looks unreal when he does this to me there.
Yeah, I'll be taking my top off every minute if I look like Mo. Right, what else is going on in the world? So we've...
F1.
Oh, mate.
I was involved last week.
Yeah. Talk to me, because I didn't watch it live and I've just seen it all going off on Twitter, and then I had to turn it on.
Mate, it was stop-start, there was all sorts of problems. And then, obviously, the good bit, Max gets ahead. And then they said to him...
This was mad, this.
Yes, we caused an infringement, and he's like, right, let him past. Obviously, because we're going to get fucked on if you don't let him past. So as Hamilton pulls up behind him, you're meant to move to the side so he can go ahead, and then obviously the race carries on. And he just threw the brakes on. See how hard he hit the back of him?
Brake test, isn't it?
Yeah. See how hard he hit the back of him?
Lewis's wing had went, hadn't it?
Yeah. Mate, do you know what? Max, obviously he's an amazing driver. He's 23, isn't he? Amazing, but it's mad what pressure can make you do, isn't it? The decisions it can make you
just
make.
In that moment.
Yeah. He'd rather them two be in a serious collision than let him pass and win. How competitive you got to be to think... he was happy to be involved in a crash just to not let him pass. How mad you've got to be to do that?
Yeah.
I love it, There's a part of me that loves... Like
that ruthless... Yeah.
That's what's going to make him, obviously, one of the... if he carries on this trajectory, one of the greatest drivers ever, but that's ruthless, that, mate. That is ruthless.
Well, he's going into... obviously, it's...
Abu Dhabi.
Mate, the level on points, I
know.
Level on points.
It's going to be unbelievable.
It starts at... It's Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, Sunday, Abu Dhabi, yeah. Even qualifying and that's going to be unreal, lad.
Where's the thing I got up on it before?
They've made a deal with Channel 4 so that it can be on Channel 4 as well, I think.
Really?
To get it to the masses. Because the first time F1's had a
What, this weekend?
Yeah. I'll tell you the details now.
Yeah, mate, when he done that brake thing and Lewis just goes into the back of him, I was like, what the fuck's just happened there?
I know.
You know what I think's cool about that? You can hear them on the microphone, can't you?
That's what's boss. F1 has so many quality little things like that. Like Lewis was talking to his thing and he was like, this fella's nuts.
Yeah, he's like what's he done that for? And that, and...
Yeah, so Sky announced a partnership with Channel 4 that will see Sky Sports live coverage of the season finale shared with the whole country, like before Christmas.
Yeah, definitely get on that. That'd be brilliant.
It was 2.7 million watched it.
It's mad how it's gone down to the last race.
I know. But F1, mate, has been crying out for this. And
yeah.
If you wrote a script of what you want in an F1 season, it's a lunatic against one of the greatest drivers ever, and the level on points on the last race.
Well, if Lewis wins this, he breaks the record, doesn't he? He's out on his own in the most F1 championships.
And he's got a bit of a thing with... He's at loggerheads a bit with Mercedes, haven't he? Because see, they partnered with the company that were involved...
With Grenfell Towers, yeah.
And didn't, obviously...
Consult him and stuff.
And he wasn't happy about being in Saudi because of all the mad human rights stuff over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but mate, I'm not... Listen, great competitor, but he's telling us to save the country and save the planet, and then he's throwing his dog on private jets, mate.
I'm with you on that.
I'm not a...
Well, he's
unbelievable.
Driver.
Yeah, unbelievable.
But honest to God, like we got loads of stuff on this weekend.
That's probably the highlight, mate.
Yeah, and imagine saying that 6 months ago. To the Sportcast, but yeah, Hamilton's 8-13. Obviously, I'm just found the odds somehow. Max 2-1 to win the Grand Prix. Whew. Do you know what it could be though? Imagine someone random just won it. You know what I mean? Someone from the other team, like Bottas or Perez, and then they have to fight it out. But yeah, it's that's going to be unbelievable this weekend.
Yeah, no, that will be a belter. Before we get on, mate, to boxing as well. What's the thing I wanted to say? Mate, the horse riding stuff's continuing, isn't it?
Bad, isn't it?
It's rolling on.
See the valets who obviously work in the changing room. Mate, forget the course. Forgive me, but refuse to work with Bryony Frost after what she's obviously the accusations she's made.
Fucking hell.
It's getting to a point now though where it's like bad. You know what I mean?
It's really bad.
Like it's really, really bad.
There's that, mate, and then there's all the racism stuff still rolling on in the cricket. Like, Michael Vaughan is getting fucked. He's lost his job, he's lost his paper column, he's lost everything, mate. And listen, if he's done wrong, he's done wrong. But what I think's mad is it's all just like mudslinging, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's no, from what I know anyway, there's no proper... I know investigations are going on, but it seems now, they're bringing stuff up from X amount of years ago, and then it's like, right, that's it, boom, gone.
I said this 2 weeks ago, though. That podcast gone past again. That every single week. Well, it's a dangerous precedent to set, isn't it?
Yeah.
To start and then obviously in our normal lives, they're like, no, we can't look at something from a year ago. But these are like 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's
Boris Johnson, don't have a go at me for having a party a year ago when we were all in lockdown. On the other hand, Michael Vaughan was racist 15 years ago. He's lost his job.
It's a mad balance of like, yes, you were wrong. But like, as you say, there's no one's holding up a piece of evidence going like, this is it, you know what I mean?
It's just mad. And so I think both, which is sad, innit, for horse racing and cricket, how we're not talking about big races or big matches, anyway. On to more close to home, to you anyway. Mate, what happened with the Mr. Fury and Tommy?
Oh, Tommy and Jake pulled out with the broken rib and the fluid. No, sir.
Do you not think his Arthur might jump in? Have you seen the videos and stuff?
Can't get into America.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Tyron Woodley's already took it.
Was he?
Yeah, they're doing it again. Well,
I was actually going to be a little bit invested in that fight, and it's...
I think it was so funny, he's sitting in like his house or whatever, and he's like got this solemn look on his face, and he's like, yeah, I'm gutted I was flying in camp, then I broke me rib, couldn't do nothing, and like 2 weeks earlier, there's a thing on Instagram, Tyson with like a medicine ball, smacking him in the ribs, he's going, ah. I wonder your fucking ribs are broke. The heavyweight champion whacking you with a medicine ball.
I was actually invested into that fight though.
I know there's a scan on that, isn't he, but I don't think there was much fight from the Fury.
I think he's bottled it, yeah?
No, I don't think he's bottled it, but I think there might have been a few conversations when like, you're not flying in the gym here, do you know what I mean? You get beat by this kid, it's bad this. We're going to turn around, lad, we're going to have to break your rib. Yeah, it's bad. But boxing's like, Fury got ordered to fight Dillian White, didn't he?
I've seen that, yeah.
looking like it's gonna happen.
In March time, I think Frank Warren's come out and said he's fighting regardless, hasn't he, in March?
Yeah. I did discussing giving Joshua 40 mil to step aside.
Oh my God. Really?
That's what they're saying.
That's a no-brainer.
Mate, I'd be stepping as fucking fast as what way, Tyson? Left or right? I'll step either way. You just give me
40 million not to fight.
Not to get battered. Because he can't win. He's not going to win.
Why is he even thinking about it?
I don't know. You know, I can imagine like the board meetings, you know what I mean? They're like, right, being offered 40 mil, step aside, and they're like, oh, you know, Anthony, you know, we've got to get them belts back. He's like, yeah, fucking take it right now. Do not care about them belts. Shove them up your ass. I
guess for him though, mate, it is a difficult one because I say difficult, there's fucking worse decisions to make in the world, but...
It's 4 mil, I'd understand it.
Yeah.
Do like £4 million step aside. He's already got like 40 million bucks.
But what I mean though is it's for his pride. Everyone in the boxing world, you're stepping aside, you shithouse and all that. But is 40 million enough for you not to care?
The proudest shithouse you've ever seen in your life. I'd walk around with the t-shirts. I am a shithouse. And then dot tiny letters, but I've got 40 mil.
On that, this wasn't even meant, but on that note of t-shirts, we have got hoodies which are available now with biblical on a little rainstorm at the end.
Obviously the finest moments of the podcast so far when the biblical rain did stop Dragon Symbol. So we teamed up with good people actually.
Yeah, make thread, and we've got hoodies now available, limited stock on them, but the boss.
Yeah, the thing is, like, you walk around and you'll just have a biblical...
I think it'd be dead cool though, right, to be walking around town, you with your beard or something walking around town and you see someone with a biblical hoodie on and you'll just kind of know. It's just know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But the good thing is we're doing like a limited run, so obviously there won't be that many of them knocking about, but hopefully people get behind it and buy some.
Yeah. So that could be the next one. We'll do the biblical, which is available now, so go and buy one. But also, we'll get something mocked up like a little shit house at like 40 million quid.
Yeah, the shit house in a big bag of dough.
Yeah.
Well,
crazy money.
Boxing, mate. Obviously we got Brooke Khan coming up, which is like 150 years
that
too late.
That looks feisty already, doesn't it, in the presser?
They were going at each other, but... And obviously last weekend, I told you I was going to get a bet in a week.
You did,
Anthony Hard and Arthur not to go the distance. Do you know the funny thing about that? I think I said it on the podcast. I thought it would go the distance. And then the more I watched I watched the last fight again. And then I watched the press conference and stuff. And you could just tell that they were like... They landed enough in the first fight without following up that they could both hurt each other. And I just thought, with a crowd and that, if these two start... It's easy behind closed doors to hit someone and then to hear you saying and go, no, don't. Like, take your time. But when you hit someone in an arena and it's like, goes up,
the adrenaline's going,
then you're in. So I think that was 11-10. Put it up in the Star Sports preview I do, which people follow, thankfully. So that was good. And then, we had Devin Haney, who, again, this lightweight thing, obviously had George Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez 2 weeks ago. Then Haney was fighting to like steal the limelight back and be like, I'm the man. And he just, not laboured, but good performance, but points. Didn't really take it. And then you got Lomachenko fighting this weekend. So I'm just hoping Lomachenko
puts on a show
and then says, Kambosos, I'm on my way to Australia, I'll come and get my belts back. Because he lost the belts to Lopez, who lost to Kambosos. So it's like a massive round robin, you know what I mean? And just hope Lomachenko... I was waiting for Haney last weekend to get the knockout. Like, get the mic and be like, right, I'm coming to Australia. Do you know what I mean? Like, take your moment proper. And he just never did it. And he just, like, he won, and then it's like the old Mayweather thing. It's like, you know, I'm looking good and walking out. No one else matters but me. But that was Mayweather. Like, you're not Mayweather. Do you know what I mean? So I hope Lomachenko can do it this weekend. Get a stoppage. I think he will get a stoppage. Comey, who he's fighting, Richard Comey's a good fighter. Bangs proper hard. But just think he's made a bit for Lomachenko to look good. Get the stoppage. And then hopefully... You know, his Ukrainian mate took over the heavyweight division. Hopefully he's like, right, I'll come to Australia and I'll put some manners on you, do you know what I mean?
So when's that then? Where's he fighting this weekend, Lomachenko?
Madison Square Garden, so that's late at night. And then obviously in the UK we've got the Conor Benn across the road, haven't we? Which is
Paddy Lacey as well,
Paddy Lacey's on there, legend.
Yeah, nice one for everyone who tuned into that Paddy Lacey show as well. Popular one, wasn't it?
Gone crazy, hasn't it? But obviously you got Peter McGrail on there as well. Peter McGrail's younger brother as well, Joel McGrail, he's on there. And then
I've heard the rumour Joe was meant to be better than Peter.
yeah, well, they're a talented family, aren't they? So good for them, though. A little moment, that isn't it? Being on there with your brother, like in your own city.
Unbelievable.
So
Just imagine, like, obviously you know with the Smiths, but like, just a family of proper hard cases.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You got me and RJ, he's got filled in it, there we go. But, yeah, it's like polar opposites.
You and your Joe just black eyes every week.
Me and RJ are the only people who can fight each other and both lose. Both get filled in. But yeah, this boss that. But right, there's a fighter on here, and I'm not even going to attempt his name because he's an Irish fighter. His name is spelled Caoimhin. Tell me what you'd suggest that would say. Here's his name.
Let me see. No. John.
John reliably informed. This is a fighter. Like I've got the tweets as well to back me up here. Unlike the cricket fella, I've got me. Back in the day when he was fighting Frank Warden, I said he's going to be a fight. He's going to be Eddie's now robbed him. I'm reliably informed. You call him Kevin. Kevin. How you get Kevin from that?
Yeah, that doesn't say Kevin.
Oh, the lucky thing for us is his nickname's Black Thunder.
Right. Okay.
So, perfect little nickname.
Totally off subject. You know what name baffles me? How you spell Siobhan.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah, that's just kind of reminds me of that.
So Black Thunder. This is his first fight. 9-0 he is. This is his first fight with Eddie in. He's got him an undefeated fella in from, I think he's from Mexico actually, but obviously hoping that he looks good. But he can bang. He's from Ireland. He's got a bit of a story. He got stabbed and stuff like that. Turned his life around. But he is. I think if he gets a little bit of momentum under Eddie, he'll get pushed big time. Do you know what I mean? Because he can really like. Apart from the pronunciation of his name, which is proper hard, he can like
steal a limelight if you like.
But he can be like one of them fighters that casual people get involved in as well. Like he looks the part, he can whack. Do you know what I mean? He's a middleweight, so he's like somewhere he's going to get knockouts. Not like sometimes when you're a flyweight or something, it can pass you by a bit. But yeah, I'm so looking forward to watching him. Like it's going to be brilliant. And then obviously you got Robbie Davis. Scouser fighting back in Liverpool. Someone who we've actually been trying to get on. We've scheduled it a couple of times, but it gets, things come up. He trains in London. He's fighting Lundy from America, who actually, he's got a deceiving record. He's 31 wins, 9 losses, 1 draw. But when you look at who he's lost against, it's like top people, do you know what I mean? Zepeda got knocked out by Terence Crawford. Like, he's not been losing to
bums.
Yeah. And Robbie Davis obviously had a bit of a bad loss 2 fights ago. Had a little under the radar comeback in the we were there, Smith Fowler. So it's a bit of a crossroads fight really for him because move to Shane McGuigan needs to show that
he needs to win. Yeah,
there's something in the tank still. You know what I mean? And that obviously moving to Shane McGuigan has been the move that he hoped it would be. And then obviously you got Katie Taylor, doesn't need no introduction. 19-0, best female fighter on the planet.
Who's she fighting?
Sharapova, girl from the tennis. Terrible joke. She's a Kazakh though. So 14-1, 8 KOs, 27. So I think
she just seems to bulldoze everyone. She fights Katie Taylor.
Yeah. I think the thing with Katie Taylor is she's so far ahead, but she's searching for a stoppage somewhere. I'm not sure it'll come this weekend because this girl looks tough. I haven't watched enough of her, but she looks tough. So, I mean, Katie Taylor points is probably the safest bet you can do all weekend, but. She needs to win and then obviously go on to bigger things in the new year because she's running out of things to tick off. Yeah. Just needs these unifications, different divisions, you know what I mean, and start. They're doing like legacy stuff, like stuff that's gonna, my God, Katie Taylor did that, you know what I mean? Not just like winning fights.
You were saying with the Conor Benn fight as well.
Yeah, I'm a bit, he's fighting Chris Algieri who's 37 now, but he's in great shape. 25-3, but his 3 losses: stoppage to Errol Spence, points to Pacquiao, I think. Points to Pacquiao, points to who's the other fella I said?
You were saying that other fella's a nutritionist as well.
Sorry, yeah. So he lost points to Pacquiao, then he went back. His very next fight, points to Amir Khan in 2015 when Khan was flying, and then obviously lost to Errol Spence. But there is 3 defeats. Like Conor Benn is not any of them at the moment, you know what I mean? But he's in incredible shape. He is a nutritionist. a nutritionist and a chef and stuff like that. So he's in great shape. He's not coming someone who's 37, being around the block and then just coming over, you know, like Eric Molina's and stuff that Eddie's got in before. And I think Connor's, it's a 10-rounder. Connor's odds against, I think he's really short, like 1 to 3 or something to get the stoppage. And I'm not like, look, if he gets the stoppage, then great. It's an unbelievable little bit of matchmaking for your CV. But like, if you look at them losses, you don't really put Conor Benn in that like
Pacquiao,
category, do you know what I mean? Yeah. I think he's 8 to 11 years for the KO. Short that, very short.
Do you think he'll definitely win? Do you think, or?
I think he's getting Chris Algieri at the right time, which is might obviously, you know, if he gets the stoppage, that'll be why, obviously. But I just think there's not like that much to suggest. The only thing Chris Algieri's got is like he's not being as active as he want to be. But he's a fit guy, he's in good shape. Yeah. Just think 7 to 4 points might be a little bit too big, to be honest. But
the 7 to 4 points.
7 to 4 he is to win by decision, and he's 8 to 11 for the knockout. So.
All right, too big. So yeah.
So I just think like that decision.
Jump on that.
Yeah, I think that's you know, don't go mad, but it's one of them where you could get to round 8 and to start talking about this is great experience for Conor Benn. This is exactly what he needed. Do you know what I mean? And you're like, well, I'd back the knockout to 8 to 11, so swing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a good week for boxing, mate. I think obviously Lomachenko stands out because he's Lomachenko, but you know, good card in Liverpool as well.
Good luck to Paddy Lacey as well.
Yeah, good luck, Paddy. Obviously, big, like doing all the media this week, and Eddie's getting right behind him. I jumped under Eddie's tweet today and put out a podcast. Bad snake me. But yeah, so good luck to Paddy, obviously. Good lad, good boxer.
UFC as well. You got your baby fighting again, haven't you, lad?
Yeah.
Oliveira, is it?
Yeah, I love him. Charles.
Jordan sent me a little highlight knockout reel.
So Charles Oliveira is my favourite fighter in the whole UFC. He's got the most finishes in UFC history. Most submissions.
The submissions are mad.
Lad, he wraps people up, doesn't he?
I was watching the highlight reel.
When they talk about
I was watching the highlight reel you sent me, and it was like, it made me feel all like, you know, someone was on me. Do you know what I mean? He just gets on you, puts in that choke, and you're just
human
gone.
Backpack, lad. Like you rap, you know.
That's what he's like, though, isn't he?
Can you imagine that? You know, like,
that feeling, mate, of just,
you know, when it's there and you're just like, oh my god, I'm going to sleep. This is me. But do you know what? Obviously he's fighting Dustin Poirier coming off the two McGregor fights. Mate, these two fighting for the lightweight belt, obviously UFC 269, like in Vegas, is so good because they both had loads of ups and downs, you know what I mean? They've both been in the UFC for years, being beat, you know, being stopped, put another run together. It's just everything that's good about UFC, because you're never beaten. As long as you keep evolving, you're never beaten.
Yeah, I think what you said was good as well, where it's not one of the kind of these fights where, you know, they've both never been beaten, like you say, they've both had their ups and downs. And
they know, like, for example, obviously I love Charles Oliveira, but if you looked at when he won the belt against Chandler, in the first round, he gets stuck in a guillotine, he gets out of it, but then he gets hit and hurt by Chandler. But as he hits the floor, he's moving all the time, because he can be hurt, obviously, in this game anyone can be hurt, but he's not gone, you know what I mean? He stays in and then within 17 seconds of round 2, he chins Michael Chandler and takes the belt. Do you know what I mean? And Poirier the same, got chinned by McGregor, come back, beat him. So I think it's a boss just example of what MMA is and what UFC is. Like, who you calling for it? Yeah, so I think Charles Oliveira's 11 to 8 outsider, which is like, is he? Yeah, because obviously Poirier's coming in with the McGregor factor, and I think, I don't know, you just can't. Charles Oliveira, as I said, can be hit and hurt, and that's a bad thing to have when you're fighting Dustin Poirier. You can hit really hard, and you know, if this goes into the trenches, Poirier's in his element, you know what I mean? Loves blood, and when it gets audible, he loves it. But Oliveira's got so many ways he can win. Can hit you, can put you to sleep. Human backpack up there, but that's what he is. Like, but so you can be on the floor with him. Did you see one of his submissions where the fella's standing up? Yeah, and he's just hanging on. And he is just like on him like a backpack. That's the thing. You can be on the floor if he gets it to the ground. You can feel like you're safe. And like Poirier's obviously brilliant on the ground himself, but I just think he's got so many ways he can win. I'm having a bit of that 11 to 8. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Because I'm fully going into it knowing that he could get beat. He could get beat, of course he could, and I'll be happy for Dustin Poirier, but like when you got someone as talented and as on the up as Charles Oliveira is, with all the things he's done in the sport, you can't be letting stuff like, you just can't leave prices like that on the table, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, you know, if he does wrap Poirier up, you'd be sitting there saying, I am an absolute idiot. Do you know what I mean? Oh mate, when he won the belt, have you ever seen the footage when he went back to Brazil? He was living in the favelas till like a year ago.
Was he? Yeah.
He's a nut job. But boss house now, like, Jesus Christ. When he went back to Brazil, he was just, like, all the places stopped, like buses just across the road. He was like jumping on top of them.
Fucking hell.
The king, but...
Any other decent ones in there?
Mate, unbelievable card. How long have we got? How long have we been going here?
Yeah, probably about 45, you know.
Oh, we're on. But yeah, so obviously Amanda Nunes, the greatest female fighter of all time, she's in the co-main event. She's going to absolutely steamroll their opponents as she usually does. She's scary, yeah, you know. Honest to God.
No questions, she's just getting the win.
The thing is, this week, every time Amanda Nunes fights, the whole build-up, and I love the UFC's content, is like, you know, for example, Pena this weekend, she can do this, she can do that. As soon as that cage door closes, Amanda Nunes is just going to walk over and just batter it. And that's how it's going down.
They're the tactics.
Honestly, God. And then she gets out, she's the nicest woman ever. But she's... If I seen her in like Las Vegas airport now or something, you know, if you were over there, I'd go in the bog and just wait till she left because she's scary. Honestly, God, she's a beast. But
what price? She any decent value?
No, she's 1 to 10, I think.
Oh shit!
You don't get that in UFC either.
No.
You know what I mean?
That is surprising, that isn't it?
The only thing because she's that good, she's that far ahead of everybody. The only bet I'm not betting on it myself. I wouldn't advise betting on it, but if you're doing anything, just do round one. You got 5 minutes to win your bet.
Yeah.
But yeah, the card's brilliant. Obviously, you got a fight there, Jeff Neal versus Ponzinibbio, which is like a welterweight. Jeff Neal had a bit of a tear when he came in. He was beating everyone, but he's fighting Ponzinibbio, who again was like a brilliant fighter, but then had a big layoff, come back, got knocked out, but then had a decent win. And I think that's a good fight. To be honest with you, they're all good. Cody Garbrandt, who...
It's fucking 4 a.m. jobby, that's the only thing, isn't it?
Sunday morning rituals, I told you, get them in. But yeah, there is Cody Garbrandt, he's had a mad story if you want to, like, you're looking for something to watch tonight. So Cody Garbrandt come in and he beat Don Cruz, I think, to win the bantamweight title 5 years ago. And mate, his performance that night was unbelievable. Like, people were like, this is the guy, do you know what I mean? Like, gonna run the sport. And then in his next 2 defences, he got knocked out twice by TJ Dillashaw, who then got popped for EPO. So that derailed his career. Then he got knocked out again in the next fight against Munoz, I think. Then he come back and he had a buzzer beater, like, victory. So it was like the last second of the round and he just swung and knocked his opponent out. Then he got beat by Rob Font, who's just been beat by Aldo on points. So he's had this up and down for a few years. But like, he's only 30. When he won the belt, he was 25. Do you know what I mean? And like, he was that good. So he's now moving down to flyweight to take on Kai Kara France. And I just think there's more left in the tank for him. But his problem is, so when you watch Cody Garbrandt fight, if he gets hit, he doesn't, like, it's the worst thing that can happen to him. Because as soon as you get hit, whatever he's planned goes out the window, because he just reacts with, you're not hitting me, I'm like coming for you, and then just leaves himself open. Yeah. But the minute a glove touches his chin, it's just go time. He just stands there and stands and bangs like, until he goes out or someone else does. So that's why he's on a pay-per-view card. You know what I mean? That's why he's here.
A decent fight to watch.
But the fight's everywhere. Sean O'Malley's on there, who's obviously many people predict to be the next, you know, superstar of the sport. He's already talked about a fight with Paddy.
Is he? Yeah.
So he's saying, like,
can't wait till we start talking about that in March. You know.
So they're in different weight divisions, but he's noticed Paddy sort like the hype, and he's like, down the future that's a crossroad like fight. You know what I mean? Because O'Malley's nuts. Like, God, like, I think he's got purple hair this week. Like, he has all mad hairstyles. He just smokes weed all the time. It's nuts. You know what I mean? But then you go to prelims. Me better the actual whole card. Danny Ige is fighting Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett is one of the most powerful punchers in the whole fucking sport. Puts people away. But he's had loads of bad injuries in recent years, loads of inactivity. Danny Ige's coming off a few losses here and there, but, you know, was talked about as maybe like a featherweight title contender at one point. I think he's 11 to 10. I think so. Just don't quote me on that just yet, but yeah, he's the one who I think, you know, outright he's the best bet of the card. And then yeah, just keeps going, mate. I could go through the whole card.
I might actually watch this then, lad, on the Sunday morning.
Should do, mate. Unbelievable.
That'll be me, lad. Yeah, lads, I think it's a bit of a longer show there today. Thank you everyone for listening. Don't forget as well, we've got Montrex, it's Leg It at checkout. We've got Ver, it's Leg It 20 for 20% off. You've got Betmate, link is in the bio. And if you want to buy a hoodie,
come and do it.
Come and do it, the link will be in the bio for that. I'll post my footy bets, me 3 homes, 3 ways and the 6-fold in the description. You've got George's bet there. Have a boss weekend.
Cheers.